Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. In the last session, we created a basic set. So now in this session, we will create some visualization for it. So let's move ahead and create some visualization. So for this, we are going to create two different types of plots. First would be the univariate plot and the next would be the multivariate plot. So we'll be creating univariate plot to better understand each attribute, and the next we'll be creating the multivariate plot to better understand the relationship between different attributes. So we start with some univariate plot, that is a plot of each individual variable. So given that the input variable are numeric, we can create a box and whiskers plot for it. So let's move ahead and create a box and whiskers plot. So dataset data plot, what kind of box do I want? It's a box. Do I need a subplot? Yes, I need subplots for that. So subplots equal to true, and what kind of layout do I want? So my layout structure is 2 cross 2. Next, do I want to share my coordinate x and y? No, I don't want to share it. So share x equal false and even share y, that too equal false. So we have our data set data plot kind equal box. My subplots are true. Layout equal to 2, and then what I want to do? I want to see, so plot dot show. Whatever I created shows it. So now execute it. Now it just gives us a much clearer idea about the distribution of the input attribute. Now what if I had given the layout to 2 cross 2, instead of that I would have given it 4 cross 4. So what it will result just seems fine. Everything would be printed in just single row. So this is pretty much clear visualization which gives a clear idea about the distribution of the input attribute. Now if you want, you can also create a histogram of each input variable to get a clear idea of the distribution. So let's create a histogram for it. So the dataset.hist, I would need to see it. So plot.show, let's see. So there's my histogram, and it seems that we have two input variables that have a cause and distribution. So this is useful to note, as we can use as algorithm that can exploit this assumption. So next comes the multivariate plot. Now that we have to create it, the univariate plot to understand each attribute. So let's move on and look at the multivariate plot and see the interaction between the difference between variables. So first, let's look at the scattered plot of all the attributes. This can be helpful to spot a structured relationship between input variables. So let's create a scatter matrix. So for creating a scatter plot, we need a scatter matrix, and we need to pass our data set into it. And then what I want to see, so plot.show. So this is how my scatter matrix looks. It's like a diagonal grouping of some pair. So this suggests a high correlation and a predictable relationship. This was our multivariate plot. Now let's move on and evaluate some algorithm. That's time to create some model of dataset and estimate the accuracy on the basis of unseen data. So now we know all about our dataset. We know how many instances and attributes are there in our dataset. We know the summary of each attribute. So I guess we have much about our dataset. Now let's move on and create some algorithms and estimate their accuracy based on the unseen data. Now what we'll do? We'll create some model of the data and estimate the accuracy based on some unseen data. So first of all, let's create a validation dataset. What is the validation dataset? It's your training dataset that we'll be using to train the model. So how we'll create a validation dataset? So what we are going to do, we are going to split our data set into two parts. So the very first thing we'll do is create a validation data set. So why do we even need a validation data set? So we need a validation data set to know that the model we created is any good. Later what we'll do, we'll use the statistical method to estimate the accuracy of the model that we create on the unseen data. We also want a more concerned estimate of the accuracy of the best model on unseen data by evaluating it on the actual unseen data. You confused? Let me simplify this for you. What we'll do, we'll split the loaded data into two parts. The first 80% of the data to use it to train our model, and the rest 20% will hold back as the validation data set, and that will use it to verify our trained model. So let's define an array. This is my array. It will consist of all the values from the data set. So dataset dot data values. So first of all, we will define a variable x that will consist of the values in the array starting from the beginning 0 till 4. So these are the columns which will include in the x variables, and for a y variable I'll define it as a class or the output. So what I need? I just need the fourth column, that is my class column. So I'll start it from the beginning and I just want the fourth column. Now I'll define my validation size. Validation underscore size. I'll define it as 0.20 and I use seed. So this method seeds sets of integers starting values used in generating random numbers. I'll define the value of seeds equals 6. I'll tell you the importance of seed later. So let me define the first few variables such as x underscore train, x underscore test, y underscore train and y underscore test. So what do you want to do is select some model. So modules underscore selection, but before doing that we have to do is split our training data set into two halts. So dot train underscore test underscore split. What you want to split is to value of x and y, and my test size is equal to validation size, which is a 0.20. Correct. And my random state, it is equal to seed. So what the seeds are doing, it is helping me to keep the same randomness in the training and testing dataset fine. So let's execute it and see what is our result. It's executed. Next, we'll create a test harness for this. We'll use 10-fold cross validation to estimate the accuracy. So what it will do is split a data set into 10 parts, train on the 9 parts and test on the 1 part, and this will repeat for all combinations of train and test pilots. So for that, let's define again myset. This was 6 already defined and scoring equals accuracy. So we are using the metric of accuracy to evaluate the model. So what is this? This is a ratio of the number of correctly predicted instances divided by the total number of instances in the data set multiplied by 100. Giving a percentage example, it is 98% accurate or 99% accurate. Things like that will be in the scoring variable. We run the build and evaluate each model in the next step. The next part is the building model. Till now, we don't know which algorithm would be good for the problem or which configuration to use. So let's begin with 6 different algorithms. I'll be using logistic regression, linear discriminant analysis, k-nearest neighbors classification, and regression trees, Napiers, and support vector machines. Well, these algorithms are using a good mixture of simple linear or non-linear algorithms. In the simple linear, which included the logistic regression and the linear discriminant analysis, or the non-linear part, which included the KNN algorithm, the CART algorithm, that are Napier's, and the support vector machines. So we reset the random number seed before using each run to ensure the evaluation of each algorithm is performed using exactly the same data spreads. It ensures the result is directly comparable. So let me just copy and paste it. So what we are doing here, we are building 5 different types of models. We are building logistic regression, linear discriminant analysis, k-nearest neighbor decision tree, Gaussian Napiers, and support vector machines next. What we'll do, we'll evaluate the model in each turn. So we have 6 different models and accuracy estimation for each one of them. Now we need to compare the model to each other and select the most accurate of them all. So running the script, we saw the following result. So we can see some of the result on the screen. It is just an accuracy score using a different set of algorithms. When we are using logistic regression, what is the accurate rate when we are using a linear discriminant algorithm? What is the accuracy, and so on. So from the output, it seems that the LDA algorithm was the most accurate model that we tested now. We want to get an idea of the accuracy of the model on our validation set or the testing data set. So this will give us an independent final check on the accuracy of the best model. It is always valuable to keep our testing data set for just in case you made an overfitting to the testing data set or you made a data leak. Both will result in an overly optimistic result. You can run the LD model directly on the validation set and summarize result as a final score, a confusion matrix, and a classification. If you have any doubt, you can add your doubt in comment section. Thank you so much.